Going back to the Vegas situation with Tupac, can you give me a detailed rundown of the day that you guys are driving out there, and then the lead up to when you guys find out that Suge and Tupac were shot in the car?
Yeah. So Nate Dogg's girlfriend, Natasha, she's gonna roll out there with me. Nate, that was Nate Dogg's fiance at that point. We get to Vegas. Nate finds out that, and Nate is, he's very territorial of his women. He's, jealous hearted. Rest in peace, Nate. So he got wind that Natasha had rolled down there with me, and he was mad. He hopped on the road with his bodyguard in a little van. A little camper. He made his way out there. So I'm like, oh God, here we go. So we got down there that day. Got to the Lexar Hotel. Death Row Records had already had me my room available because I always went down there to all the fights. So I always booked it through Death Row. Went and checked in our room. Tasha was in the room with me. By the time we checked in, Nate's there, and Nate caused a big commotion at the hotel. Oh God, he seen us and what are you doing down here? And Tupac actually had to come down and break the incident up because he was letting Tasha, like this words have it, and Tupac came down off the elevator and kind of pushed them away from each other because Nate was upset. Like, what's my girl doing here? Like, you don't come down here without me.
Yeah.
We came down to death row, but Tupac calmed. He pulled Nate aside, calmed him down, and Nate was in a good place at that point. He was happy. He was with his girl, and we had a good rest of the day. So towards the evening time, it's almost fight time. So I'm calling Suge. Where are my tickets? Because every time I went down there, Suge would give me 2 tickets to the fight. I can take one of my own girls with me. So I kept calling him and kept calling. He wasn't answering. So I'm blowing him up. So he finally answers, and he's like, yo, Numbers. He calls me Numbers. Yo, Numbers, there ain't no more tickets left. I'm like, what do you mean there's no tickets? You always give me tickets. He's like, I don't have no more. But, meet us in the valet parking after the fight. Let's all meet at valet parking, and we'll all go to Club 662 together. So I'm like, all right, forget it. We didn't get no tickets. So we mess around, and it's Nate, Tasha, his bodyguard, and me. And we're just having fun. I think some other homegirls ended up coming, and I had a Suburban. They ended up hooking up with us. Towards the evening time, I'm waiting in my truck, my very fancy truck. Downstairs, Tasha's in the car. I have a few other females in the back seat. We're waiting. Tupac and them, we finally see the entourage come back from the fight. MGM to the Lexar Hotel. And it's a weird feeling. Nobody's really saying anything, but the only thing that caught my eye was that Tupac was messing with his chain. His big old rope chain, he's trying to fix it. It's broken. So I get out the car. I get out on my own. They stay in the car. But I get out on my own, and I'm like, hey, you guys, hey, we're going to go to Club 662. Pac is just fumbling with his chain. He's fumbling. But whatever the problem is, they're talking amongst each other. It's not obvious at this point what's going on. But I'm focused on his chain. I'm focused on, and he didn't say anything. He's just, my chain broke, and no reasons why it broke. He's just fumbling with it to get it fixed. So they go upstairs. And change to clothing. I'll get back in my car, and I'm waiting for him. And I'm in valet parking. I'm kind of in behind everybody's car. I'm there. We're in the car. We're bumping music. My music is bumping. Oh, I'm playing it loud. He comes back down in the Jersey, and me and Reggie's my boy, and we always have friendly fire, argue about this point, right? So he comes down, and he doesn't have a bulletproof vest on, and that's kind of where my eye went, like, the Jersey, there's no bulletproof vest on. I'm like, and he comes around to my truck at this point. He comes to me at this point, and he's on the side of my truck, is the roll bar, jumping up and down, and he was being funny at that point. He said, oh, you got another truck out of him again. You got another car. He's kind of giving me my props. You got another truck. This is fly. Woo. A different kind of in a jovial manner now. He's whatever happened. He's better at this point. He's ready to go party, right? And I did ask him about the bulletproof vest, and I don't have to wear one. We're going. This is our house. We're in our house right now. We're going to our house club 662. I don't have to wear this bulletproof vest. And Reggie seems to think it's the mother instinct in me that's saying, to wear a bulletproof vest. You're the one that told them to get bulletproof vest. They need to wear it. But Pac said he didn't have to wear one that night. I'm going to this is my house. And all these female groupies, women just start piling up around, taking pictures with Pac. We're waiting because we're all waiting to go as an entourage to 662. So Nate Dogg was like, man, fuck this. Come on. Let them, they with the bitches. Come on, we gonna go on up there. So we left. My truck is following Nate's van with the bodyguard. And we get up there. We get, I remember when we got to Club 662, it was some kind of bodyguard there. I never met him. And I had words with him because he was asking me too many questions. And I'm like, I'm Kenya Ware. I don't have to tell, I'm not on no list. I am the list. I was feeling myself. I was young and feeling myself. I was like, move. Got in. But the problem is when I got in there, I seen all the security guards, some of the security guards I do know, they're running out. And Craig Mack is performing, but the security guards are running out the door when we're walking in. And that was like red flags to me. I'm like, why are they running out? They're supposed to be in here. The intuition told me something's going on. They're running out of here. So I'm going to run with them. I want to know what happened because something ain't right. My gut feeling, something's not right. So Tasha rolls with me. And we hop back in the truck because I'm like, I'm going to go find out what's going on. So I think I got behind, I got behind somebody. I'm just kind of backtracking where we were going to, but then you start hearing sirens and sirens and sirens. I'm like, the fuck is going on? So when we hit one of the corners, Coble, whatever the streets, you see a sea of lights, police lights. And I'm like, and the thing that caught my eye was that the car that Suge was in was like, it was kind of tilted over, like something had happened. I'm like, what the fuck? So the guy is putting up yellow tape, and I remember the cop is putting up yellow tape, and I almost hit him. I ran straight through the yellow tape, and that's Suburban. I didn't give a fuck at that point. Something ain't right. So he's like, what are you doing? He's yelling at me, and I'm incoherent at this point because all I see in this yellow tape, I see the big Gaddafi. He's crying, and I'm like, and I immediately pull my car in a little bit, and the yellow tape goes around my car, and I hop out, and I'm like, what happened? And they said that somebody had just shot Pac and Suge, and they had already been swifted away at that point. That happened real quick. It happened real quick. So it was the weird. This is the weird point, you guys. The weirdest point is that you're in this yellow tape, and people now know that the rumors are spreading. People are passing by. What happened? Oh, and they know that Suge and Tupac have been shot. So we start hearing people like, "Fuck y'all. That's what y'all motherfuckers get." I'm like, huh? They were going by wishing death on us. People knew, because when Vegas fights happen, you have people that come from around the world to come to this fight. We immediately felt that our lives were in danger. Because I'm like, they're wishing death on us. So Tasha gets in contact with Nate Dogg. Is like, yo, they're wishing death on us. And Nate was like, fuck that. We need to get out of here. They're trying to kill us. So we thought they were trying to assassinate death row people. So we get back to the hotel, and Nate was like, y'all grab what you can. He got 2 guns tucked, 45s tucked right here. Grab what you can. We got to get out of here because they're trying to kill us. We thought they were trying to kill death row people. We went to the room, grabbed whatever we can, and got downstairs. Now, mind you, this is late at night. We're drunk, sleepy and drunk, high, whatever. We're fucked up, but we got to get out of here. And we got on the road, and I remember Tasha rode with me, and her and I are taking turns driving out of Vegas, and it felt like every 15 minutes we would switch because we were so tired, and then we would stop and switch drivers. Nate's bodyguard was good because he's in the car with his bodyguard, and we're following them, but we sleepy, so we kept on nodding off, and we finally got to the Vegas, California, the point where you're at the line, and we went to sleep at that hotel with that the temperature gauge, and we went to sleep there, and we pulled the car up and went to sleep. And as soon as Tasha ended up getting in the car with Nate, because I mean they're in the van and it's comfortable. I'm in my van by myself. I end up when day broke. I left and got the hell up out of there while they were still sleeping. Drove back home. Yeah, and I just remember, vividly remember being in the yellow tape. God, it was crazy because I had my cell phone and I made two calls. I remember I made one call. The first call was to Sharitha Knight because people don't know that Arian, which is Suge's daughter, and one of my best friends, Sharitha, her daughter Arian had rolled down there with Suge and Pac. Arian was like maybe 3 years old at that point, and when I called Sharitha, she started screaming, "Was my daughter in the car? Was my daughter in the car?" And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. Arian was not in the car." So she was hysterical, getting ready to pack up and fly to Vegas. I made a phone call to my mother at that point, and I'm like, "Mom, oh mom," I told her what happened, and my mom started screaming, and she yelled for Daz. And I'm like, "What do you mean? Is Daz over there?" "Yeah, he just got over here. He's in the room with Imani's room sleep," and yelled for him, "Daz, wake up, Daz! Tupac and Suge just got shot, and all you heard was whoa," with this big old like weird roar, like painful roar, like you just found out like your family member just got shot. I mean, he was genuinely fucking hurt. And I remember him, he was running out the door and ran out my mom's house, and the phone call ended. We driving, getting up out of Vegas. Like I told you guys, we got up out of there. Nate Dogg, his bodyguard, me and Natasha, his fiance, got to Vegas. The line, the Vegas Nevada line. Fell asleep. Got back home. That I mean, it had to be. It was like that Sunday morning. I ended up flying back to Vegas the next day with Snoop Dogg's mom, his aunt, his mom Beverly, Auntie Gail. The three of us flew, and I remember my mom made this beautiful basket for Tupac's mom. She said, "Give it to his mom when you get there." So we flew back to Vegas, and Kadada Jones, Quincy Jones's daughter, who was seeing Pac at the time, she came to pick us up from the airport in a limo. It's like she picked us up on the tarmac. I don't know how that happened, but she ended up picking us up in a limo. We got back to the hospital, and I remember the hospital was being guarded by the death row security. Like, you could not get into that hospital. It was not happening. And I remember I was kind of scared. Like, hospital is weird. Like, Pac is here. Like, it's weird. So we get up there, and people are crying. Pac's mom, she was remarkably at a peace at this point. Like, everybody else is broken down, crying. And I just remember Afeni was just very peaceful at that point. And I remember going up to her, giving her the basket. I remember Snoop's mom and Tupac's mom embracing. And I just remember everybody just in a very somber mood, but she was kind of like at a really faithful peace. It was kind of, it calmed me down. And I remember they weren't letting anybody in to see him, and because I thought that everybody would be able to see him, but he was in ICU, so that was not the case, right? And we were by the room where he was, and it kept on. The door kept opening and closing, and I just wanted to be nosy, so I kept on inching my way just by the door because no one could see it. And I remember just the door opening. And what I personally seen, just the glimpse of it is that they had cut him right all up and down. I mean, right here, because I mean, obviously he got shot numerous times, point blank in the chest, and they had cut. So I remember that Thug Life, everything was cut. It was, like it was sewn back, but they had cut there, and he wasn't. He was on a breathing machine. I mean, he didn't he didn't look like he was responding. He didn't look like he was up and talking. He didn't look like any of those things from what I seen at that moment on Monday. So we hung out the whole day, and we end up boarding a plane late that night back to LA. Right? Snoop's mom, myself, and Gail, Snoop's aunt. Um, during the week we would get prognosis that he's doing better, he's doing better, and he's doing better. So by Friday, I'm gonna go back up there again. I was going to pick up that group Moke and stuff. Remember the group that said he's mine? You may have had it once, but I got him all the time. I was going to pick the three of them up, and they were gonna ride back with me to Vegas. And this is kind of afternoon, and I remember I'm going to pick my bags up. I'm on like the 110 freeway, and our house is off the 101, so I'm going back to pick my bags up because we're going. And they announced at some point that he had died, and I almost lost it on the freeway. I almost flipped that fucking car over. I think I was in my Benz at that point because I had a truck and a Benz, and I was in my Benz at that point, and I almost fucking flipped that motherfucker. I could not believe that Pac was dead. People were just saying he was fine. What the fuck are you talking about? And from that moment in time, nothing was ever the same. Like, I don't even remember talking about death row anymore. I don't remember that I just remember everything just went to holy shit at that point. It was never, ever the same. Never.